we're going to go ahead and get rid of all this geometry here. And we're going to create a chair. Actually, it will be two chairs, one using the subtractive method and one using the additive method. So I'm going to start at the origin again. This time I'm going to start with the rectangle, so I'm going to hit the R key, start at the origin, left click. I'm just going to move my cursor over. And for the seat, we're actually going to be making a square. So even though we use the rectangle tool, that's fine. But in order to make it a square, we're going to type in those dimensions. So in this case, I want you to type in 18 inches, comma, 18 inches. So the comma is to differentiate the x-axis, the y-axis, so the red and the green. Okay, enter. All right, so it's 18 inches by 18 inches. And now what I want you to do is hit P to push pull, and we're going to go ahead and left click. We're going to go up 4 feet. Enter. All right. So here we just have this vertical rectilinear prism. Now, for the subtractive method, I want you to draw a profile of a chair, and then we're going to do some pushing and pulling. So here I'm going to use the line tool, L, and for the background, I'm just going to draw a vertical line here on the blue axis. It's on the surface, it's on that face. Click, and I'm going to come over to create the seat. It's on the green axis. And then I want to hit P for push-pull. I'm going to left-click, hold, and drag. And notice how I want to make sure it says on face. And many times you're going to see the colors kind of combine, this bluish and white color. I'm going to release now. And notice how I got rid of that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the rectangle tool. And I'm going to give shape to the legs for my chair. I'm going to hit P to push pull, and here I want to make sure I can see the bottom so I can verify that it's going all the way back. Notice how I get that blue and white again. It says on face. I'm going to release my mouse. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the rectangle tool again. Again, I'm defining the legs for my chair. P to push pull, and then on the other side. Okay, now the legs are all a little different, and that's okay. I didn't use any dimensions for this, but in order for them to match a little bit better, I can actually use the push-pull tool for that. So, for example, if we see here, this, if I wanted to match it with the seat, I need to raise this up a little bit. So to do that, with my push-pull tool, if I left-click, and if I move my cursor over to the side I want it to match, and then left-click, notice how now they meet. So I can get rid of this line in between. I'm going to hit spacebar, I'm going to click, and I'm going to delete. Okay? I'm going to do the same on the other side. So right here, P to push-pull, I'm going to left-click, go up. Right here where it reads on face, so it matches that height, I'm going to left-click, spacebar. I'm going to go ahead and click in this line in between and delete. So I'm going to look under now, and okay, now that the seat here is one surface, but notice how my legs are all a little different, these chair legs. So I have the plane here for my seat, but what can I do to make them match a little bit better? Well, I can use the push-pull tool and kind of get them a little bit more aligned, but the problem with depending only on that is that notice how this one is longer than this one, even though this dimension's the same. And then over here, notice how this one and that one, they don't look the same. Although this distance is the same here and this one's the same with this one, it doesn't match that one. So you can't rely entirely just pushing and pulling in order to try to make your chair legs the same. But that's okay. This was using the subtractive method. Next we'll be using the additive method for our next chair.